Now the button's working. Welcome in live to McCready and Siskey episode 269. Scoops live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Your boys live from the cave. I got the games on. You gave me a score update. I turned around and looked. I got all four games going. You said, "Is Gonzaga up 23-3?" I was like, "No, it just started." And I turned around. Yes, Gonzaga's beating Georgia 23-3, which now was it
27 to 3.
27-3. Good start. Good start, dogs. Good start, dogs.
Wow.
Yeah. McNeese is over my shoulder. I don't know if it's. You can see over there.
My friend Gabe DeArmond. My friend Gabe DeArmond just texted me and said this is what it would feel like if Georgia played Gonzaga in football.
Yeah.
Fair.
Hey, good point. Very fair. Very fair. But yeah, I'm on the ones and twos, so y'all forgive me for anything that occurs wrong. We're brought to you every episode by Reign Total Body Fuel, 300 milligrams of natural-born caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, and zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. So make sure you check them out on Instagram at Reign Body Fuel to learn more. We're also brought to you. The Cooper Chevrolet chat is already bumping. It's Cooper Chevrolet Buick Hyundai. That's right, Cooper Chevrolet Buick Hyundai. And remind everybody, it's March is Chevy Truck Month all month long at Cooper Chevrolet Buick GMC Hyundai. Make sure you give them a call at area code 256-236-4481. That's 256-236-4481. And make sure you can get super low 2.9 APR for 72 months on select brand spanking new 2025 Chevrolet Silverados. Scoops, you see the hat I got on right here, right? That hat right there is from the official. That's right, the official RV dealer, McCready and Siskey, County Line Campers. Make sure you remember this at County Line Campers in Gulfport, Mississippi, located right off exit 38. I-10 in Gulfport. They're moving out all brand new remaining models on our brand new spring clean closeout event. Save up to 49% on select new RVs, starting with payments as low as $199 a month. With access to 13 lenders, we have financing options that will get you on the road. Are you looking for something used? We have plenty of pre-loved inventory that need new homes. Make sure if you need any kind of service, it's getting that time of year. Everybody's going to get their stuff serviced, getting ready for the spring. Go by and see County Line Campers and get your service worked on there. Make sure you follow County Line Campers on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and make sure you check out Miss Destiny's demonstration videos right there on YouTube. All right, Scoops, tell me all about. We're going to start this bad boy off. There's no other better way. I got my back turned to anything, so anything fun that happens, let me know. If there's a run I'm missing or anything like that, I got my back to everything. Looks like Auburn played around with Alabama State the first half. I think they got that under control. They're up 20. And still, McNeese is up 20. Clemson scored a whopping 13 points in the first half, Scoops. That will lead to some difficult.
It's probably not a bad day to be Will Wade. He's got an offer from NC State. He hasn't signed it yet per multiple reports, so he could still listen to other offers. Texas is open. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Texas is open. There's some rumblings about Texas, where Texas might go. Heard some Brad Underwood rumors today. Brad Underwood in Illinois here in Milwaukee for their first round game. So a lot kind of out there, but not a bad day to be Will Wade. And I said this on the morning show with Chase earlier today. Will Wade most coaches treat coaching changes like super secretive, can't say anything. And Will Wade was like, yeah, I've been transparent with my guys. They know what's going on. And he was asked, have you talked to NC State? And he said, yes. I kind of like that approach, instead of treating it like it's the cure for cancer or something like that. It's basketball. And he said, yeah, I've talked to NC State and coaching my guys, and my guys know exactly where things stand. So I kind of like that. By the way, shout out to people in Milwaukee.
Okay.
I'm a Midwest guy
I
at
know.
heart.
At heart.
Um, I I don't run into many Midwestern cities that I don't like. When I tell you that everyone I have run into so far in Milwaukee has been nice, from cab drivers to hotel people to restaurant people to the people at the arena today. What a beautiful arena, by the way. Wow. Wow. The Milwaukee Bucks arena, state of the art. Fantastic. To I think it's the Marquette University staff that's running the event, to the shuttle driver. Dude, everyone here is so nice.
I
It's
look
so
at you.
incredibly nice. I so cheers to Wisconsin.
Okay. I see you.
I,
You go to Boise, you don't want to come back. Now you're going
I
to
like Boise
Milwaukee.
too.
Now you're going to Milwaukee. You don't want to come back. I mean, are we calling Laura and telling her to move up to you, or what are we doing?
I don't know that for as Midwestern as I am, I don't know that she's very Midwestern, but so probably not. But I can tell you there was a day, and I'm not going to give details away. You always say statute of limitations, but I don't want to. Everybody, people probably still alive. There was a day in the early 2000s, back when I was a bit of a hot commodity in journalism circles. I was
Okay.
young. I was breaking stories. And I had an opportunity to talk to a newspaper in this neck of the woods. I'll leave it at that. And we didn't do it because she was just insistent that we were not leaving. We were not going to be that far from Alabama. And I think she would tell you today that that was
Smart
a
lady.
mistake.
Smart lady. Can't get too far away from Sweet Home now. Come on. Can't get too far away.
Sometimes you have to leave home to go home.
Mm, I don't know. I don't know. All right, Scoops. Tell me about. I'm actually interested. Tell me about a day in the life of Scoops covering the NCAA tournament. Like, what in the hell? Like, all right. So today is obviously the team you're covering, Ole Miss. They play tomorrow against North Carolina.
Right.
Like, so the shoot around and all that stuff. They tell me like, okay, you got there last night. We'll take the travel part out of it. You wake up today, day before. What goes on?
So I woke up today. I did a podcast. I talked to Caroline, my daughter, and then I headed to the arena. I went to the arena and got my credential and got into the media workroom. I sent you a picture of the media workroom.
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
No. Oh yeah, I
You
did.
sure?
I lie.
Okay. Sent you a picture of the media workroom. It's a pretty sterile environment, big cavernous area. They've done a really good job of creating an area and making it a media workroom. They brought in these basically kind of big portable restroom facilities. They've got some coffee in there, some water, some Powerade, some fruit, some peanuts.
No
But
IPAs.
no IPAs.
Mm.
Although I'm having a APA. It's called Moon Man, made here in Wisconsin.
You're cranking one up early afternoon. I mean, why not? It's
I
5 o'clock
well,
somewhere.
I've had a day, and I've had a couple of days, and I kind of I needed a little something.
Well, look, you can. It's 5 o'clock in Georgia too, so you can have a drink. I'm sure the
Yeah,
Georgia fans are having a drink right now too.
yeah, Georgia is they pulled within 30-10.
Mm. Sounds like a run's coming.
Yeah. So anyway, I got into the room and kind of got set up. I worked on a column that I got published, and then North Carolina came into the media room. I went to their media stuff. Hubert Davis was there. R.J. Davis, another North Carolina player. I wrote that. or part of that, I should say. And then I went to the end of North Carolina shoot around. I went to Ole Miss's media. Jamin Brakefield, Matthew Morrell came. The locker room was open. So I got Jamin and Matt real quick. And then I went to the Ole Miss locker room and I talked to Malik Dia, Sean Padula, Jalen Murray. And then I got back to the main media workroom for Chris Beard. And then I went out to Ole Miss's shoot around, shot video, loaded video into MPW Digital, and then got back into the media workroom and I wrote a North Carolina notebook. And then I wrote an Ole Miss notebook. And then I pulled the video of the women's press conference from Waco today and attached that to the top of a women's story. And so published all of that. So published 4 content items at rebelgrove.com, part of the Rivals Network. And then I got back, I checked out and then I loaded my stuff and I walked back to the hotel and now I'm talking to you. That's the day in my life.
What a day. What a day. What a day. So when do you go?
What a day.
Do you ever, is it bad luck, superstition for you to go ahead and go to media for the next 2 teams they're playing, like Iowa State and whoever they're playing?
Not bad luck or superstition, just really not necessary. They'll play tomorrow and before Ole Miss and North Carolina. And so if Ole Miss wins, then we'll have more media on Saturday. So on Saturday, gotcha. I'll have an opportunity to, in a world with, say, Ole Miss and Iowa State, I'll talk to the Iowa State guys on Saturday and get a chance to talk to the Ole Miss guys again on Saturday, and then cover a game on Sunday.
Love it. Well, dude, I know I texted you yesterday and said we had like 570 people in the bracket challenge. We ended with 822 people in the McCready and Siskey bracket challenge. I can go ahead and tell you I will not be winning. My bracket is already in the trash can. We haven't even got to the halfway point of day one. I don't have really. I mean, I guess I still got people go. I mean, the people I got going far, but some really disappointing efforts. I mean, Clemson with 13 points in the first half. I didn't think that they would get upset by McNeese with the Will Wade stuff that we talked about. He's got going on. I thought that'd be too much of a distraction. And McNeese really hadn't beaten anybody all year. I mean, they haven't beaten anybody all year long. They find a way to. I mean, they're going to win this game, and so on and so forth. I did have Louisville winning the first game against Creighton. Creighton beat their ass. It was a lot closer than it looked. Creighton shot the lights out from 3, which is what they can do, which brings a scary matchup. I said this yesterday on live when I was showing my bracket and stuff. I picked Louisville to beat Creighton. I think Creighton's a tougher matchup for Auburn in the second round. I think that can be a very interesting game to keep your eye on here on Saturday. So heads up on that one. All right. Last night, I know you're upset because your boy, you didn't get to recruit your guy to the Thunder. Texas loses. Texas loses to Xavier in a very bizarre game. Okay, very bizarre game. I thought Texas dominated the game, the entire game, until they basically dominated until they didn't. And then Xavier kind of went on a run late. I think it was an 8-0 run late. Ends up, getting a couple late buckets to extend it to a 6-point game and cover. And then that was followed up with Rodney Terry being let go this morning. Or last night. Yeah. Which brings me to the question: are you does Will Wade go to Texas now, or is the deal at NC State too far gone? Because you'd rather go to Texas.
Yeah, I don't think Will Wade will get the Texas job. I think they probably should hire Will Wade, but they won't. They will go baggage free, is my understanding. I think you'll see Texas try to make a big splash. Billy Donovan, Bill Self, big name. If they can't get that, I think you'll see another subset of names. As I was telling you a minute ago, Brad Underwood, Illinois, I think his name will come up. I think they'll go that route. I don't think they'll go to Will Wade, but Will Wade's going to buy himself 2 more days here if he can win today, because McNeese will play again on Saturday, and he could potentially buy himself another week or 5 days by winning on Saturday. So he's got a really talented team. Will's a really good coach. I know he had the issues at LSU, but in this era where you buy players and you pay players and you motivate players, he's really, really good at it. And he's going to have his options, but I think Tennessee is going to try to go big. Texas. Sorry, you can tell I didn't sleep last night. Texas is going to try to go big splash first.
Yeah. So I mean, look, I think that I've already Purdue for me. I think Purdue's not as good as their seed. I think they provide. I think they've been they flirted with a disaster for a while today. They ended up stretching out late, but look out for McNeese to keep going. If they, I think they would match up well with Purdue. I just really wasn't expecting a no hitter quitter from the Clemson Tigers today. That was a little disappointing, but it's the tournament. It's what happens. We talked about Creighton Railroad at Louisville and all that good stuff. All right. Let me ask you a question, and we're going to keep this for everybody knowing we're going to keep the pod short today. Let me ask you a question. All right, so Texas is out. Georgia's getting smoked. Auburn wins, which was to be expected. What's the SEC's record after the first round?
I mean, I hate the narrative that's going to develop where the SEC loses some games, because look, 67 of 68 teams are going to finish this thing with an L. The assignment. You can tell this irritates me. The assignment was scheduled tough and win, and the SEC as a whole did. And so you don't get to in March go, well, looking at these teams, I'm not sure they'll win now. So we have to punish them for something they didn't do instead of rewarding them for what they did do. It's the tournament. It's one game settings. It's matchups. But to answer your question, I mean, Texas is out. Georgia's down 18 right now in the first. Auburn's going to win. Auburn just won by 20. I mean, I think the record will be 500-ish when it's said and done. I mean, Tennessee will win, Florida will win, Alabama will win. My expectation is Texas A&M will win, and then we'll see like what the Mississippi States and Ole Misses and Arkansas and Missouris do. I suspect some of those will win and some of those will lose, and they'll end up having 7 or 8 teams in the second round, and no one will do the math on that. If it's 8 teams, go, well, 1/4 of the second round is SEC.
Right.
It's a powerful league, but I mean, as much as I wanted to see the league go 14-0 in the first round, that wasn't going to happen. And and then there will be some second round losses, and I suspect you'll see 5 or 6 Sweet 16 teams from the SEC, and then we'll see kind of how they fare in the second weekend.
All right. So the next question, kind of along those lines, is with or is the Clemson and Louisville just not showing up? Is that an outlier for what's to come with North Carolina tomorrow and Duke, or is this?
I don't think so. I've never really bought all that. I mean, every team's different. Just because you play in the SEC, you don't. That doesn't mean that you're going to be exactly like your SEC brethren, right? I mean, if I don't know, pick a game tonight involving an SEC team. I know Arkansas plays. So let's say Arkansas loses to Kansas. That has no bearing on what Ole Miss does against North Carolina. If Arkansas beats Kansas, that doesn't mean Ole Miss is going to beat North Carolina. That's silly. I don't buy all that. Different teams are different ways, different times of the season. It's matchup oriented. North Carolina's kind of hot right now, or at least they think they are. I think Ole Miss is pretty locked in based on what I saw today. I think that'll be a hell of a game. Who knows? Like, who's Mississippi State play?
Baylor.
I mean, I don't know what Scott Drew's team looks like right now. You probably do. I don't.
Solid. It's a good
Yeah,
matchup.
I just think that it it's one game seasons, not 1 game series. NBA, these are 7 game series. Typically, the best team wins. In a 1 game series, the best team does not always win.
Yeah, that's why we have the crazy stuff we have. So which kind of leads me to my next question: is March Madness the best sporting event in America? If not, what is?
I mean, I I kind of think so in a lot of ways. Um, every team goes into it. It's a different kind of event, right? So, for example, Iowa State plays Lipscomb here in Milwaukee tomorrow. Lipscomb's not winning the national title. They're not. They're not going to win 6 games in 3 weeks.
I think they were one of the teams that no one picked to win in all the brackets. I think they were one of the
Well,
teams
because
that nobody picked to win.
they're not going to win. But what would happen if Lipscomb beats Iowa State tomorrow? That's basically a national championship. That's a win that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. That's a game that Lipscomb people will talk about forever. And then on Sunday against either North Carolina or Ole Miss, they'll go take a lottery ball and see what happens. And if they win, phenomenal. Lipscomb to the Sweet 16. For a week, they're Cinderella. For a week, they're Cinderella. If they lose, everybody goes to the locker room for a minute. Maybe there's some tears. And before you know it, someone goes, hey, we will always have this tournament run. I was talking to Juju Murray today, Ole Miss guard, who was on the St. Peter's team in 2022 that was a 15 seed that went to the Elite Eight. And it was funny. He said that the other day he thought about that run. And he said, what I remember about that run, you can read this at rebelgrove.com. It's actually a free article. Go read it and get an idea of the kind of work that we produce. And he was talking about how connected that team was, the memories that he developed off the court. He said, everybody talks about the games and the shots and stuff. And he goes, that's not what I remember. What I remember was how fun it was, how connected we were. And he goes, what's crazy is I remembered, I couldn't remember for a minute who beat us. He goes, we by the end, by the Elite Eight, we thought we couldn't be beat. And they lost to North Carolina. And he was talking about how it's kind of ironic that he gets to play North Carolina again, but he doesn't look back on that as failure.
No.
He looks back on that as that was magic. Loyola went to the Final Four. George Mason went to the Final Four. I guess my point is, yeah, there's a champion in this event. But, unlike like the NFL playoffs or the maybe even the college football playoffs now, where there's just one winner and everybody else takes the L. I do think in this event, because of the way it's formulated, there's only one quote winner, but there's a bunch of teams that leave this event with a smile on their face, with feeling good, with a warm feeling, right? Yeah, they lost, but if you're Lipscomb, for example, and you go to the Sweet 16, that trip to Atlanta next week is nothing but gravy. It's nothing but gravy. It's nothing but feel good. One of two things are going to happen. You're either going to win and, oh my God, go to the Elite Eight, or you're going to lose. And when you get back to Nashville, they're all going to be waiting for you on that little campus. Everybody's celebrating the 2 wins, the magic, the fun. Oh my God, how much fun it was. Those kids will remember that forever. And 30 years from now, when they're in their 50s, they'll reconvene at a Lipscomb game and people will still talk about it. And more importantly, they'll all get together and they'll remember that magical win over Iowa State, the magical win over Ole Miss or North Carolina or whatever. And, that's, to me, that's the beauty of the tournament that makes it unique. And then the other thing is all the stupid brackets that everybody does makes people tune into games or get to know teams that they otherwise wouldn't care anything about. Because, your average person doesn't give a shit about VCU and BYU, right? And yet, if you have VCU pulling the upset, well, they're down 8 right now early in the second half. If you've got BYU winning, you're holding on. Not if Yale and Texas A&M played in the middle of December, nobody would pay any attention.
No.
And tonight people will watch, and they're watching to see if Yale can make it a game. And that I think that's the cool part of it. I think to answer your question though, the other ironic part about this event that's different is this is the fun weekend. Next weekend's the intense weekend, and the Final Four is kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah,
because
like
the whole
this
thing is
weekend.
about this is the fun weekend. Next weekend's the great basketball weekend.
I like, reason I do think it's the best sporting event in America is like, you kind of hit on it, but everybody has hope. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
got everybody, no matter how, whatever, if you're in the tournament, you got 68 teams that have hope, and they play like they got hope until they don't, right? So it's kind of, and you see the underdog stories for how short they are, right? I mean, however short lived they are. You see the underdog story. I was just looking at chat. Clemson's cut it to 15 with 5 to go, and it's Georgia's got it 17, still down 17. So, but you still got an underdog hope, and everybody has hope. They play like that. It's a fun story. It's just it is what it is. It's a fun story. All right, who did you have? We'll close this thing up. We're gonna do a short show, so Scoops can get some rest. He's had a long day. Before we go, who did you pick to win it all?
Florida.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, if you go through a group, a lot of Gator logos, without question, on the group. That's the most.
I mean, you can vouch for this. I've been on this bandwagon for a while now.
For multiple years.
For a couple of years. I know Golden has the thing hanging over him, and I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But he's
like
really good at
dealer.
Yeah, I just saw Nick Saban. I don't know doing the hands. But he's excellent coach. He's assembled a really good team. They've got elite guards, multiple bigs, skilled bigs. They're deep. One of the things that can kill you in this tournament, like one of the reasons I kind of don't like Arkansas tonight, I know that's a hot pick with a lot of people, is they're so thin, and in this deal, you don't know how the officials are going to call it. And if you get foul trouble, you can just get wiped out one day, and that's it, ball game. Florida doesn't have to really think about that.
No.
You saw that in Nashville with Tennessee, where they called a really tight whistle, and Tennessee got in a bunch of foul trouble, and Florida was just deeper, and that depth paid off. And so I think I have Florida and Houston, and I think I went with Auburn, although I kind of thought about Michigan State, and I can't remember who I picked in the other one.
Real quick, appreciate you, Austin with a super chat. Said it's fun, but it's up there with NASCAR's playoff format on being a bad way to crown a deserving champ. I agree, Austin. NASCAR didn't have a choice to do what they did. I know Scoops is not even remotely aware of how they used to do their champion, but Scoops, they had the point system, and a lot of times in NASCAR, like when I was growing up, a lot of times in NASCAR, the champion would be decided with multiple races left in the season. So they went to the playoff system to keep it, interesting. So not always the best driver would win. So it's
no. I mean, like, look at last year. I mean, if Auburn played Yale in a 7-game series, Auburn would win that series in no more than 5 games.
Oh, they'd win 6.
But Yale won.
Yeah.
It's the St. Peter's would never have gone on that same run again.
No.
If so it's just different. I think, and again, it's one of the reasons, back to something you said earlier, that I'm not going to participate in the whole, oh, the SEC was overrated if they go 6-8 in the first round. Nah, just ran into some stuff. Because if you turned around and played those games again, they might go 9-5. And then everybody go, oh, wow, look at that. I mean, if Texas and Xavier played again tonight, there's a decent chance Texas would win the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah, I agree. Patrick, appreciate the super chat. Says, Coach and Scoops, love the show. Been listening for a year and a half now or so. Barely missed you in Biloxi. Brother, you'd had to catch me quick. I was in and out. I was in and out of that thing pretty quick. But all right. So on my bracket, I because I love when you put yourself out there. I was doing the lives yesterday, Scoops, and I put my bracket as the green screen, right?
right.
Everybody was like, chalky, chalky, chalky. And then the other people were like, why did you pick that team? Oh, well, wait a minute. I can either be chalky or I can pick upsets. I can't be wrong for both, right? But anyway, long story short is I still think that the ones will find their way through. I think the twos will find their way through. I think there's some questionable threes, fours. We start losing depth. And I was telling this point, and I'll see if you agree with me or not. You may tell me I'm crazy. I think we're at the peak of what I'm going to call the collective era. Okay. I think we're going to the rev share model. We'll see what that looks like. But right now, we're at the peak of the collective era. And all of these teams that had the Juju Murrays, the teams that had, I can't remember the kid's name that was at Yale. That's what reminded me of it. This Yale now playing center at Michigan. These teams that had legit mid-majors, I guess, legit mid-majors in the past.
Yeah, they leave.
Their players are not there for that run anymore.
Right.
And so you may get one run with them, but the other schools are spending to get them. If they're not their starters, they're playing for them, right? It's like Florida's got the kid from FAU on there that's so good. So you're seeing all these guys that are leaving, and I just think we're in the peak of that. And I think that's why when you look at, I think that's why there's
the FAU example is a great one. They've got one kid from that runs at Michigan. The coach and another kid from that run are I'm sorry, the coach and a kid are at Michigan. One kid's at Florida. One kid's at Arkansas. I forgot where the other one is. Like their main guys, they're all gone. They scattered because they all got more money, including Dusty May, to leave. So, yeah, you might catch lightning in a bottle somewhere, but you're not going to do what FAU did where that group came back and made another run at it. That's never going to happen again.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're at the peak of that model. I just do. And then, and when you watched, for the most part, obviously Clemson and McNeese say hello, but McNeese is built a little different too. And you'll understand what I'm talking about this. That's why McNeese is good, but they're built different. But when you watched for the majority mid-major basketball, because with Criteria Club, I watched all this crazy leagues, right? When you watch mid-major basketball and then you turn around and you watch SEC, Power 4, Big Ten basketball, or whatever you're looking at, the athleticism difference was much greater this year than it's been in the past. Like it was like you're watching two different divisions. They wasn't even the just the athleticism, the length, the athleticism, the body types. And in basketball, for the most part, that wins. Now, somebody can get hot shooting, shoot the lights out, and get you. But from an athleticism standpoint, I think there's just a huge difference in depth and length.
I'll give you an example. I grew up in Ruston, and I was there when Karl Malone played at Louisiana Tech. And he stayed at Tech for 2 seasons. I think maybe 3, but I think it was just 2. And in this era, he would never have made it to the second year. And that second year, Louisiana Tech went to the Sweet 16 and almost went to the Elite 8. Like one shot. Wayman Tisdale made a shot for Oklahoma. Otherwise, Louisiana Tech might have made the Final Four that year. It was the year that Villanova won the national title, 1985. In today's era, Karl Malone's gone from Louisiana Tech after year 1. He's at some SEC or Big 12 school making a ton of money. And so that Louisiana Tech Sweet 16 run doesn't happen again. Just doesn't happen.
Look, I got me a new toy I figured out on this thing too. Look, Clemson cut it to 10. I know how to add the comments up there. That's my man Cole saying Clemson cut it to 10. It's too late, too little, too late.
BYU's up 15. Georgia is down 21. Houston beat SIU Edwardsville by 38. Auburn won by 20.
New toy.
Yeah, Wofford and Tennessee playing a little bit.
Yeah, Darty said facts. Went to the Sun Belt Conference tournament. It was like watching middle school basketball. I mean, it's just different athletes. It just is what it is. But and then, but you can catch, like I said, you can catch lightning in a bottle. Cut it to 9, Scoops. Clemson's got it cut to 9. That'll be a little too late, probably though.
Let's see if I can find. I don't think I have that channel in my.
This is on True TV. Yeah, True TV.
Yeah, I've got TBS and TNT, but I don't have True.
Can you see it right there on my screen? It's the one right behind my head. I get it. It's this one.
Not well enough to matter. It's fine. I can see McNeese is up 8 with 2:02 left.
Well, they went back to 11.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Oh, no, you're ahead of me. Boom, he had 3, 8. You're right.
Okay.
Wait, I keep messing around here. We'll wait, maybe.
He may be in Raleigh by the end of the night. Yeah.
He may be
Will Wade's like, oh, well, if we win, we'll play again. If we lose, I'll go to Raleigh.
Hunter's got a good one for you. I don't know if you got this or not. Hunter says if you have HBO Max, you can watch all the games not on CBS.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got it, but I don't have it in my hotel TV.
Gotcha. All right, Scoops, appreciate you joining us. And remind everybody, we're brought to you by Rain Total Body Fuel, 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. So make sure you check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more. Scoops are also brought to you by our good friends at Kia of Meridian. In case Will Wade needs a ride to Raleigh tonight, he can go buy Kia Meridian. Big savings are happening right now at Kia Meridian. You can get $10,000 in rebates and 0% financing on select vehicles. Plus, for a limited time, we're matching your down payment up to $2,500. That means more car for your money all month long. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit Kia Meridian today. Kia Meridian, where great deals drive home with you. Give them a call, area code 601-483-6444. And don't forget, Scoops, when Will Wade, when he goes to Kia Meridian to get his ride to Raleigh, he can spin the wheel and win awesome prices like a PS5, an Xbox, a TV, and more. So check them out at Kia of Meridian. Reminder, we're brought to you by our good friends at County Line Campers. Remember, you can save up to 49% on all select new RVs, starting with payments as low as $199 a month. Located right off I-10, exit 38 in Gulfport, Mississippi. Be sure to make sure you follow them on their Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube page, and check out Miss Destiny's go-throughs. Her demonstrations of all the brand new and used RVs. They do a great job on social media. It's awesome. So do our good friends at Kia Meridian. They both do a really good job with social media. And they are the highest rated, County Line Campers, the highest rated RV dealer in the state of Mississippi. If you don't believe them, Google it. Check them out. Their service, their experience cannot be duplicated. And remind everybody.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Remind everybody, if you're smoking things this weekend, you know what? I need some spice. For a smoker. Check out Gridiron Spice Company. That's right, Gridiron Spice Company. Our good friend Adam is a high school football coach. They started a company, Gridiron Spice Company. Get all the spices you need. Right now, you can score the starting lineup. My tongue is twisted. Right now, you can score the starting lineup bundle, all 4 killer blends for just $40. And if you're going big, orders over $100 get free shipping. And remember this: when you check out, enter the promo code Scoops. That's right, my man Scoops. Enter the promo code Scoops and get 10% off of your purchase. So head over to GridironSpiceCo.com. GridironSpiceCo.com.
Don't forget about our friend Cole Walters at State Farm Insurance. He's licensed in auto, home, life, health, business, pet insurance for the whole state of Georgia. You can call him at 706-525-7850. Also, ColeWaltersInsurance.com. And real quick, don't forget, if you are a little tired of corporate America, looking for your next business venture, you're wanting to learn about buying a business or a franchise, my friend Andy Ludicky can help. He's an awesome guy. I've known him well for several years. You can just call him, learn about his process and services, which are 100% free. It's a no-brainer for those wanting to get into business ownership. 404-973-9901. Andy at myperfectfranchise.net. Also, remember, in the event that you're pretty serious about it, Andy loves college baseball. He will donate $500 to $1,000 to your favorite college baseball team's NIL. Just get in touch with him. Again, it's Andy at myperfectfranchise.net. We're also brought to you by Parish Brewing Company. If I were down there, I'd be having a ghost in the machine. Right about now, you can get the Dr. Juice, a ghost, Envy, there's so much more, all at our friends at Parish Brewing Company. Wherever you look for beer, get in touch with our friends at Parish. And then don't forget about Easy. I'm not going to say the words because I get in trouble.
I'm not on TikTok.
Easy is a vitamin infused, it's hemp infused, sparkling water, guilt-free alcohol alternative, natural, real fruit, no added sugar, low calories, gluten-free. One 12-ounce can of Easy has 3 milligrams of THC. With Easy, you can avoid the gummy scare, control your experience. It's easyhempco.com.
Last, we got a super chat from Mark. He says, you have to really, I guess he's saying, you have to really look. So I guess he's saying likes. Mike White, team goes down 27-3, turns it over 38 times in 5 minutes, and then decides to take a timeout. That is 3 times to finally call a timeout. He is the worst. Well, you're only down 21 at the half, right? So you got to look
That's
at
it. Yeah,
that's it.
It could be worse. You could be down 22.
Could be worse. You could be down more than that. And at the end, you just got to make up a point a minute. That's all you got to do.
Oh yeah. Make up a point a minute, and you'll lose by 1.
Yeah, McNeese is stretched out to 12 with a minute to go. So I think that
McNeese is up 9 with 44 seconds left. If they make their free throws, they're going to win.
Oh, you're just ahead of me because I just saw the 3.
Gonzaga is ahead 21. This game, BYU is up 17 over Virginia Commonwealth with 12-16 left. So that's got a BYU win written all over it.
Mark says he has an airplane on Georgia. Ooh, don't like it. Don't like
that either.
No, it's not. Mark, it's not looking great right now, boss. He said Wade hasn't signed the NC State. Yeah, I don't think he has either. But
no, he has not. He has not signed it.
He may be having some more options after in about.
Yeah, and he might
probably get a couple calls.
Well, it's probably been told, hey, don't sign this and then coach another team. That's not right. Like they have an agreement in principle.
Yeah.
I mean that doesn't mean he can't get out of it, and I'm sure he'd listen if somebody wants to call right now. But
I think he would listen.
I bet you he and NC State are pretty far down that road.
Yeah. Hunter brings up a good point. So I got 4 games going right here, and he said that score bug ruins the games if you're watching multiple games. So I'm all on YouTube TV, right? But it never fails. One of the games is ahead of the other one, and so I'll look up and it's like the score bug's 15, 20 seconds, and I'll see if the scores change, or I'll be like, hell, they're going to score. I can't keep myself from looking at the score bug and just watch the game. I keep peeking over it. It has jacked my day up so far. Just to let you know, Hunter, I'm with you on that one. So we appreciate you guys joining us. Anything else, Scoops? Any final words from Milwaukee before you go for your fun day tomorrow?
No, just fun. Again, compliments to the people here in Milwaukee. They did today was media day, and sometimes media day is a cluster. Like my friend Gabe is in Wichita right now from Missouri, and he says that they don't have any Wi-Fi. And so that's not good for a media standpoint. You need the Wi-Fi. Knock on wood, man. Everything here has been seamless. Phenomenal job.
All right, so you decided to fly, right?
I did.
All right. So if the Rebels lose tomorrow, what's the plan?
Um, I'll do my work, get some sleep, get up on Saturday and figure out what I'm looking at. Can I get home Saturday or Sunday? If I have to stay till Sunday, I'll stay till Sunday. Um, and then if they win, I'll go do media Saturday and cover a game on Sunday and go from there. But if they lose, I'll check out my options and figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. I mean, who knows, man? I might hop on the train and go down to Chicago
I
and hang
bet
out.
you don't. Hey, you want to come pick you up in Tupelo on the train?
Yeah, Laura would say, she'd say, "Get your ass home." No, I mean, it's all good. If worst case scenario, I hang out here for 2 days and go home Monday as planned.
The Clemson has cut it to 5, by the way.
Oh,
I mean, they just went on a freaking scoring rampage there for the last 30 seconds, and they
they
get a
must be
bucket.
missing. They must be missing free throws, or they're turning the ball over.
Well, I saw Hunter say they cut it to 6, and then McNeese got an immediate bucket. Then I saw him hit another 3 coming back down. So, uh,
And then when you want them to put the score bug up, they don't.
yeah. The here's the thing. I sent you this. What I'm interested in is I'm trying to kill these 22 seconds for this game's over with. What I'm
McNeese
interested.
is up 5 with 19 seconds left.
Yeah, so you're slightly ahead of me because they haven't inbounded on my TV yet. I mean, what are we waiting to foul on? Anyway, what I'm interested in is like legitimately it's something. If you're running out of material, which I'm sure you'll have plenty, I'll be interested in these next two days to see when does the last game finish. Because if there's close
Yeah.
games, these reviews are pushing these games 2.5. Instead of a 2 hour window, these games are going 2.5 hours. And so
Right.
with all these reviews, and so I'll be interested to see what time does the last game get started and what time does it end.
McNeese is up 6 with 18 seconds, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. McNeese up 3 with 11 seconds left.
Okay, okay, we may have a little drama on our hands. I like how he's just chilling, running the offense down 6. All
So
right,
they got a foul. As long as McNeese makes their free throws, they're going to win the game. But if you miss the free throws, the door is open now.
Clemson missed a golden opportunity there. They had the possession arrow. They should have grabbed the jump ball. He was giving it to
Oh,
them too.
BYU up 16 with 11:18 left.
By the way, you left and it got cold here again.
Well, it's actually it's different. It's cold here, and the wind off the lake is you can feel it, but it's not brutal. It's supposed to be 50 degrees here tomorrow, which will be nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful city, by the way, Milwaukee. McNeese up 4 with 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. McNeese defeated Clemson 69-67.
That's crazy.
So there you go. McNeese to the second round. Big win for the Cowboys.
Yep, big win, huge win. Well, all right, brother. Well, I appreciate the hell out of you. Be safe. Enjoy your
Yes,
time
sir.
in Milwaukee. Make sure you find your way back
Wisconsin.
home.
I will find my way home. But it's again, kudos to the people in Milwaukee. They were excited for the tournament and they've done a great job. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, brother. Don't eat too many bratwurst while you're there, please.
I have not had a bratwurst yet. I need to go find a place to
Hey,
have bratwurst.
you need to do a concession stand review from the arena there.
I guess I could. I could go see if I could figure out a way to get up there.
I bet you could because you're going to be there. You're going to be there anyway.
Yeah, maybe so. All right.
All right, brother. Be good. See you guys. Thanks.